Hello everyone, this is Steve Soares again, coming at you from our production environment, just doing a little review of our AssetWatcher. In this video we are going to talk about how it is wired and just do some parts identification in the back of the cabinets. Alright, so let's get started. So I've already keyed these cabinets open, so we'll start here first with the main box. So this is our center cabinet in the main stack. Alright, so you can see there are a lot of wires in here. At the front of our box here we have our CPU assembly and our card reader board. This CPU assembly communicates to the boards. This is the reader board in the back here, the reader board right there. We have our power management and our power management adapter board. And then here in the corner we have our backup battery as well. So in this cabinet here, you'll see that this big board there in the middle is a little bit different than the others. We have some LEDs for just communication indication. So the other thing I want to point out is that we have very extensive grounding in this system. Alright, so we want to make sure that any ESD that we have is grounded. So you can see the main panel is grounded to the faceplate. We also have it grounded to the cabinet. And then down here you'll see the sticker. You must earth ground each of these stacks. So each stack has a grounding lug right in the middle there, and that needs to be grounded. Alright, you can see the back of the lockers. The antenna's in the bottom. You can see the cable, coaxial cable coming out of there. And what we've done, and you'll see it in the next cabinet, but what we've done is we have labeled all of these cables on where they go. Alright, so let me close this cabinet up and let's go to the top cabinet here on the stack. Alright, so let me just give you a little view of this. So you can see the back of that cabinet. You can see how we've run the antenna cables. So in this cabinet we have our MUX board. We call it a MUX board. This board here is just basically multiplexing the signal coming from that reader board. What we can see here is we have labeled every single one of these cables. So this cable means box 1, so we're going to be attached. So we know this cable has to run up from the middle cabinet to box 1. And then we have it numbered with a number 10, and then we have a label on the board for number 10. You can see all of these cables are labeled that way. So if there's cables in a particular cabinet that have to go to another cabinet, we tell you which box that cable needs to be run to. And then we have a label on the board showing where it needs to connect. So this is all very easy. These cables here, you'll find that they're not labeled, and that's because these are all pre-connected from the factory. When you go to mount these systems, we recommend that you do not disconnect this panel with the lockers on it. Please go and just reach in here and make sure you attach the cabinet to the wall using these holes here. Remember I told you there's a grounding lug here in the bottom of each cabinet. You got to make sure we tie all these together. And then in the bottom you can see the studs and the bolts. There's 4 of them, one in each corner. It's in there. There it is. Alright. Those all need to be attached as well. Again, this is really a 2-person job to assemble this system. You need to be very careful to make sure that the system is not going to tip over. That's why I suggest making sure you bolt it to the back. This system also has the optional USB charging. Alright, so you can see the charger here. This is an actual charger that's capable of supplying 2 amps of current to charging current to each USB port, so we're able to charge at a high rate. You can see where they attach to the back of the lockers as well. Alright, so I'll also do the bottom cabinet. I'm not going to show every single cabinet, but well, maybe we will. So again, this is the other cabinet. This is the bottom. So again, you can see that everything is labeled. It shows where everything is coming from. And I can come in here. I'll open these cabinets up for you. So this is box number 7. This is the top left stack. So you can see all of the cables and how they're all laid out in here as well. See everything is all, again, it's all labeled on what box it needs to go to and comes from. Just a note, so this is box 8, and this is going to apply for both box 8 and box 5. These systems, you can see, these middle cabinets are a little bit different from the top and the bottom cabinets. So these middle cabinets, including the main box, both have a PMB adapter, power management board adapter, and a power management. You can see that there's a knockout right here for AC outlet, and they have backup battery in them. But these MUX boards are different. So these MUX boards are specific to these middle cabinets. All right, so the box number 2 has a reader board in it, but this cabinet has a MUX board that's compatible with the PMBs. So just something to keep in mind. If that board ever needs to be replaced, it needs to be the appropriate one. The MUX board for the top cabinets and the bottom cabinets is slightly different. So I'll show you the bottom here. See how it's all labeled up. Again, everything that needs to be run is all labeled. You can see where the cables pass through. Let me close this up. Alright, let me start at the top here. So this is box 4. Alright, so you can see the majority of the cables pass through the bottom here. Again, you can see everything and how it's labeled. Alright, then we'll go to box 5. So here's box 5. Again, this is very similar to box 8 over there. Alright, so you can see how everything is run. A lot of cables will go down through the bottom. There's a bunch of cables, coaxial cables that come in through the side, and a few that go up to the top cabinet there as well. And again, we've labeled everything that needs to be moved. So in this middle cabinet, you're not going to see as many that are labeled because most of the cables are going to be coiled up in this cabinet and run to the top or the bottom cabinet. The only exception is this coaxial cable here. That's going to come from the middle box, which is box 2. Alright, and here's box 6. This is the bottom box of the stack. Again, you can see that there's nothing running down to the bottom. How everything is wired up here. Everything is really pretty much going up through the top. There's no cables coming in through the bottom side here. Alright, and that will conclude our video here. Give you a good overview of the internals of the system. Again, if you have any issues with this, if you have any questions, we have some good interactive diagrams, PDFs, that show all the wire routing. And then the other thing is always feel free to give our tech support a call. So our phone number is 203-264-4949, and if you had option 2 for service, option 2 again for KeyWatcher, connect you up with one of our techs, and we'll be able to help you walk through the installation process. Thank you, and have a good day.